It's your favorite Compas, and this is your Week 16 NFL Takeaways episode. You know we have plenty to say about Justin Herbert, Baker Mayfield, but Gilbert, here at Compas on the Beat, we don't just stick to football. What else should the listeners and viewers of the program be expecting today?
Yeah, Fernando, another 2 wins for LA. Now they get to play each other.
Yeah,
Is there a little rivalry? I don't know, Fernando. You might get into that or not. But yes, we talk about everything on this program here, and because we're about to end the 2022. Yeah, I'm already losing track of the years, Fernando. We're going to discuss our favorite underrated keyword underrated shows or movies of the year. You know, we all like to kind of give awards out during this time of year, so why not?
exactly. One guy that obviously deserves an award now that the year's winding down is Promoter of the Year, and that's got a Promo Reader of the Year, and that has to be Dan and Daygo, who, by the way, Gilbert, he's on cloud 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
13, 14, 15. He is very hyped up. So let's go to Mr. Hyped Up Dan and Daygo now and see what he's got cooking up for us.
Glorious Wednesday. And you already know Wednesday does not only mean you're a day closer to the weekend, it means your favorite program is dropping a new episode. How you doing? Keep it moving. Your boy Dan and Daygo here. And let me tell you something. This holiday season, I didn't show up in collared shirts. I showed up in my homage shirts. Everybody was touching it, feeling it. Oh, this is silky smooth. I keep telling these guys, when is your boy Dan and Daygo ever wrong? All my Christmas gifts, homage shirts. Everybody was so fired up because let me tell you something. Homage has everything for every kind of person. They got WWE shirts if you're into wrestling. What? They got NFL shirts like this beauty I got right here. Shout out because they're in the playoffs. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Homage. What? They also got 90s references. You've already heard from Al. Dropping the little breadcrumbs. Got to get him that shirt one of these days. His birthday in May. I'll probably get it soon. That Topanga was my first crush shirt. 90s references. What? They got it all. They do it all. They're great. They're with your compas. Don't forget to go over to Homage and check them out. Make sure you let them know your compas sent you. Do not forget to do that. And I'm telling you, when you usually get shirts from these companies in the mail, you take them out and you feel them up and you're like, oh, I got to wash them first. I got to wash them first. That way they feel better. Not with Homage. Not with Homage. You can rip that sucker out of there and throw it right on and go meet the boys at the pub to get a few drinks to watch a game. You're going to be good to go and the envy of the ball because you're rolling with Homage. So do not forget to check them out and let them know that Compa sent you. Now it's time for the best damn program in all the universe. From all the way across the hallway. Play the music, Nando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez. I cover the LA Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, OC Register, LA Daily News. I'm not going to, hold on, is he, yeah? Okay, he's there. Yes, okay, thank you. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? I know you missed me last week. I know you had a nice little picture of me to just feel like I was around. It was during Christmas week, and you had to have me on the show. So I appreciate that. You guys missed me here on the program. It's been a while, feels like, since I've talking to
really
you
does.
guys because we pre-recorded that Christmas special. I went to Green Bay, and man, like I complain all the time, but I feel like when there's a holidays on the weekend during the football season, it just feels like more on top of things. So it's been a crazy 10 days, whatever it is, but I'm glad to be back here on the program.
Yeah, obviously. Did you have any? I mean, right now there's a lot of stuff going on about traveling and some people are going through it. Did you have going to Green Bay smooth?
No, yeah, actually, I think I complained so much for the whole year about going to Green Bay. I'm actually thankful I got to go during that time because after it got really bad, I want to say Victor even had a story himself. But I was good. You know, it was hectic to get down from Green Bay to Chicago like overnight on a Monday Night Football game, driving. Wrong state, but close enough. You LA people don't even know the difference, but whatever. But I made it to Chicago, and this is one thing that I'm gonna remember, Fernando. That was funny. I get gas somewhere in Illinois. You know, I get out. I talk to the cashier, and they ask, "Hey, are you ready for the snowstorm. I start laughing. Snowstorm? What are you talking about? Like, yeah, it's coming in a couple of days. I'm like, I live in Los Angeles. I don't need to worry about that. I'm out of here. Good luck with that. And
Hollywood.
yeah, I'm out. And they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, then you see all the videos and all the blizzards over the weekend, all the flights being canceled. So I'm just happy that the Rams had a home game during all that chaos. And it was nice, 80 degrees for Christmas here in LA.
Yeah, I couldn't believe all the snowstorm and all the pictures and everything that you saw. I mean, I saw the way the Chargers were bundled up to leave to go to Indy. That's how you knew it was going to be cold or whatever. And then there was a video of Keenan Allen coming off the plane. He's like, "Whoa!" Like you could tell that it was a little cold out there. But I'm glad you made it back safe. Obviously, what was Sunday like? I mean, Christmas Day. I mean, obviously, it was a huge blowout. You had slime. You had all kinds of weird stuff. Was it like kind of a weird atmosphere a little bit, or like, first of all, was the stadium alive? Was it like kind of dead? What was it like?
It was okay, but I think mostly because Broncos country, they always ride. Regardless of the record, there's a lot of Broncos fans in LA, so also to there's a good amount of Rams fans. So the crowd wasn't really the issue. I think it was also the Rams gave out a lot of tickets too for community work. Okay, Fernando.
I
But
didn't say anything.
also, I know you wanted to, but there was 51 points scored by the Rams. That came out of nowhere. We'll get into it on Compas and LAB, but that was surprising. It was just a really weird game. I kind of wish that I was watching the Nickelodeon broadcast because you always see people making fun of it or they enjoy it, and I'm over there watching like a regular person. So that was about it. But it was cool, Christmas Day, getting to work on that day because we celebrate the day before, so it's not that big of a deal.
Did you get a slime hat?
I wish I wanted to. People were telling me that those things are actually very heavy. Like if you're wearing that thing on your head, like you're probably gonna be like this the whole time. But yeah, that's only for the cool people who went on the field or got to sit on the lower level. I saw a guy, Troy, out there too.
You know who else was there? Do you know that TikToker Jesus Nalgas, or the guy that I think that's his name?
That's his name, Nalgas?
No, I think it is the guy that does those videos where they're like, "Oh, your point of view from your teacher," and like the teacher's like, "Excuse me, ladies, what are you guys doing? Go walk to class." I don't know if you've seen him. He's he has like millions of followers. He's actually pretty funny. I saw he was at the game, so he got on the field.
No,
but
not me. Not me.
That's it. I don't know why they don't let us on the field. To me, like that's always been ridiculous. Like in San Diego, they let us on the field. Other places, I think San Francisco, they let you on the field. So it's just, to me, it's ridiculous. Like what advantage are we gonna get being on the field? Like you just go, you say what's up to people, you meet people, and then you go back up. I mean,
that's a burial that we've done. But Fernando, before we have to move on, we're bearing the lead. We should announce this nice little cool logo we have here.
Oh yeah, that's a new logo that that we well, I mean, that's more Gilbert's baby. So he kind of came up with it. It's pretty cool. New well, I mean, you know what I mean. Well, you explain it then.
No, it's a cool logo that we had here. Fernando doesn't want any part of the logo. He hates it, whatever.
No. Yeah, I actually do. No, it's grown on me.
There you go. It took a while to grow on me.
I just don't know how to explain it. It's your baby.
It's the details, man. The O looks like a football, and it's a beat. Compas on the beat. Look at that. So yeah, yeah. We talked to experts, marketing people, designers. This is what they came up with. Hopefully, you guys like it. But that little football beat there, that's our icon there. So we're cool like that.
Yeah, no. So definitely pretty. I thought you were gonna say something else. No, that's all. Yeah, obviously new logo. Some big things coming, obviously, for the Compas in the next few weeks.
2023, here we come.
Exactly. All right, now it's time for Compas on the LA. Gilbert, Chargers make the playoffs. What do you think? They clinched the playoff spot. You know what? Before I give it to you, I was surprised because usually the Chargers would wait until the last game of the season. Things would unravel, but this year it seemed, and I asked Brandon a couple of weeks ago, point blank, like, what do you feel like you've learned from the last year where it was just you guys couldn't get out of your own way, you guys couldn't put this away? What did you learn from yourself and the team, and he explained what they had learned, and it seems like they have learned from their mistakes. They're 3-0. The defense playing hard. They have like 14 sacks in the last 3 games. They've taken the ball away 5 times. The defense playing really well right now for the Chargers. The offense, that's a little worrisome. But what did you make of them?
Yeah, I think Robert Sala likes saying these kind of like these quotes about everybody wants something quickly, like the instant coffee or the microwave era. And that's what I think about here with Brandon Staley, because we forget, like for me, my I always say coaches and also young quarterbacks deserve 3 years. But you want to start seeing the growth and the improvement, the flashes of the future being bright around this time here, a year and a half. He's in the middle point. And for a long time, people weren't even giving him a chance to get to the middle point. Sean Payton rumors, this defense is terrible. Justin Herbert's taking a step back. Like, it felt like he only got 1 year and that was it. So to people who are not, patient, L on you guys. I want to say for me, I'll take a little L because I was starting to get really impatient with this defense. I'm like, you're Brandon Staley, you're supposed to be a defensive guru, and you're not seeing the flashes. Maybe it was a little late to see it, but the last 3 weeks, we need to play your best football. Without your best defensive player, or 2 actually, Joey Bosa and Derwin James not being on the field, and you're playing like this. I know Derwin was on the field for a little bit. We'll get into that later. But to be shutting teams, I know it's the Colts, but they played the Dolphins, they played the Titans. That was the great 3-game stretch. You could disagree there for me if you want to, Fernando, but I have not seen a stretch like that of defense under the Staley era, and you're finally seeing it. Yes, there's issues with Justin Herbert and that offense, the coaches mainly. We could get into that. But for Staley, I think take a victory lap. He's doing the cat and the cow pose, the yoga poses. Do what you want, man, because you're finally doing what you wanted to do, and you're seeing the signs. And imagine when Derwin and Joey are in there together healthy, should be better.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. What do you think? Do you think they could? I've been saying it. I was on a radio show earlier, and they asked me how far can this team go, and I said once you get into the playoffs, it's a crapshoot. Anybody can beat anybody. Anybody can get on a run. And they're like, "What do you think they could get on a run?" I'm like, "Yeah, if they can fix their offensive issues within the next 2 weeks, and maybe start doing different things differently, and the defense plays hard, they get Joey back. I think they could make a run. I mean, you just never know in the playoffs. Just because teams can get hot, they're getting hot right now. So you just never know.
It's tough because I feel like there's different like tiers here. Like I really think
Exactly.
the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs on their own level. And I think the Chargers are somewhere in that middle, but they're close enough to compete where they're going to push one of these 3 teams if they face them. But I don't think they're going to win that game. But like you said, it's only 1 game. You never know what happens. If they play the Bengals are probably the hottest team in the AFC. Last year, I went to Cincinnati, and the Chargers, lit up the Bengals, and they won that game. I know last year was last year, but that's maybe something there. The Chiefs, you play them twice a year. You usually keep it close. Maybe you feel like mentally you could keep up with that team. The Bills, they have no history with them, so I don't know what will happen with that one. But I don't think they could catch the Ravens. Right, the Ravens are probably 1 game ahead. Who knows?
They're 1 game ahead, but we don't. They still don't. They haven't said anything about Lamar. Nobody knows when Lamar's going to come back. Heck, I wouldn't even come back.
They keep winning though. I don't know.
I know.
The Steelers. Why is that?
By the way, the fact that they moved that game to Sunday night, I would have rather Panthers and Tampa Bay.
Something else. They don't even know Lamar's gonna play. But anyways, if they get to that spot, they could definitely beat the Jaguars. But it's gonna be a tricky spot. But you never know what this time of year something can happen. But I'm excited if they're playing the Bengals, the Chiefs, or the Bills in the wild card. It's gonna be a really good game, regardless.
I completely agree. Gilbert, my take from the Rams blowout against the Broncos is Baker Mayfield. Under no circumstances should you leave the LA Rams. Whether it's as a backup to Matthew Stafford, whether it's as a starter, whether it's whatever, you need to stay on this team. You need to relearn how to be a quarterback. You need to like, how Coach Bombay in Mighty Ducks, he has to go rethink and go through his journey and find himself as a coach. That's exactly what Baker Mayfield needs to do. He needs to find himself as a quarterback. It is working what's going on right now in with the Rams. I know he's 2-1, I believe, as the Rams quarterback. Or 1-1, I guess, but I'm calling it 2-1.
Which one are you not counting?
the Raiders because he didn't start.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah.
But he won
Forgot
it.
about
No, but I count it. I count it.
Yeah.
I'm just for the logistics people. Baker Mayfield, you need to stay. You need to stay as a backup. Take 1 year. Maybe who knows? Maybe Matthew Stafford decides not to come back, and you're the guy. But you need to relearn how to be a quarterback. With Sean McVay, you could do that. You could be maybe his quarterback of the future, and they can keep on saying F them picks and go trade it for other guys. But I really do think Baker Mayfield would make huge strides by staying with the Rams 1 more year and then decide what you want to do. In 1 more year, you decide, you know what, I want to go be a quarterback somewhere else. Cool. You just cannot leave right now. You need to do 1 year under Sean McVay to relearn how to be a good quarterback. And I think that would be smart for his future.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't really know Sean McVay's future either. Like,
Exactly.
you see reports out there, but I really feel like from talking to the guy, like he really like he's taken this lump, this learning lesson year, and I think it's really kind of come to at least appreciate it now that they're
Yeah.
winning and they're playing tough. So maybe he'll stick around. But yes, Baker Mayfield should at least stay and be the backup because you never know what could happen to Stafford. Maybe Stafford's gone in a year and you're already you know the system with McVay and you're ready to go and you got some good players like Cooper Kupp. So he's done it already. He tried the fast route to kind of be the starter with the Panthers. It didn't work. So maybe for him, he looks like a guy who's just enjoying it. I think he likes being in the locker room too, so people like him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just says, "Hey, you know what? There's probably some money over there, and maybe an opportunity to start quicker. But I like it here." And he's been hanging out with Lincoln Riley too, and the USC coach. So it's all here for him. So we'll see what he does, and it'll be a kind of a nice little luxury backup for the Rams if he decides to stay and take less money too.
Yep. All right, Gilbert, it's time for Compas on the NFL. What was your biggest takeaway from week 16?
Yes, I'm forgetting. Yeah, there you go. The banner's there. Yes, I think the 49ers are better than the Eagles. I said it, whatever. I know Jalen Hurts didn't play, but we should probably figure out what's going on with Hurts there. But if he comes back, maybe they do have an advantage over the 49ers. But the 49ers, the quarterback doesn't even matter. And they're still crushing teams. With Brock Purdy, it's just crazy to me that they're still doing this. This defense is really good, and I think the Eagles are still that young team. The Kyle Shanahan's and on the Nick Bosa's, they know how to play in the playoffs. And when it gets kind of like the Dan and Daygo football style, how about that? Those teams in the playoffs tend to do well. And the thing about that is tough because I really like the Eagles offense too. And I feel like in today's football, I usually lean with the high explosive offense over the powerhouse defense. So, but I still think the Eagles are kind of young, and it's a weird kind of take because I was really impressed with what they did without Hurts and Minshew and how fast that defense was. I know they got beat by Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb a couple of times, but I think the 49ers, the experience and that defense with Brock Purdy playing well, CMC doing well. We'll see what happens with Deebo Samuel, but I think the 49ers right now are probably better than the Eagles.
If Jalen Hurts doesn't return this season and you have that top 10 pick and you're the Eagles, would you consider drafting a quarterback?
Oh, is it that bad? What's going on with Jalen Hurts? I don't know.
They're saying it's his shoulder, and it's his throwing shoulder, I think.
Okay. It depends. If it's really that bad and behind the scenes and you got your team doctors checking and is that serious, you have to. But if it's a good chance he comes back, he's been playing lights out and you could build other places, I wouldn't do it. But again, it's still early in the process. We'll see. That's maybe a good question for another day.
By the way, our compa Shane Steichen is one of the names that's being thrown out for the Denver Broncos job.
Really?
So pretty interesting to see. But my takeaway from this weekend is the Cowboys are still not as good as what people think they are. Yeah, they had an okay game. They played against the Eagles, but Jalen Hurts didn't play. I think if Jalen Hurts plays, I think the Eagles would have done a lot more damage. And even Gardner didn't do bad, but he turned the ball over 3 times. And like some of them, you're like, what are you doing? So I think the Cowboys are still the Cowboys. People are getting all hot and bothered over this, and they're like, "Oh my God, here come the Cowboys!" I'm like, "Whoa!" They're gonna probably have to go to Tampa. Tampa will knock them around. I think Tampa's defense would mess them up a little, especially the way Tampa's defense has been playing of late.
What are you talking about? The Buccaneers barely beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the defense. The defense has done well for them. It's been the offense that's not that good. But don't worry. playoffs and Patrick Edward Brady. Oh no, Thomas, whatever. Tom Brady in the playoffs does well. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All I think
Gilbert,
about is sour grapes here because your Eagles lost to my Cowboys.
no, that's not it. Gilbert, which team made the worst trade during the offseason? The Broncos trading for Russell Wilson, the Saints trading future draft picks to the Eagles, or the Rams trading Jared Goff plus 3 picks for Matthew Stafford?
Oh no, that one doesn't count because that was 2021.
Oh yeah, that was 2021. My bad. Obviously the Broncos traded Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and five draft picks for Russell Wilson, and the Saints traded the 18th pick in 2022 plus a first round pick this year and a second round pick in 2024 to the Eagles for 16th and 19th, which they selected Trevor Penning and Chris Olave. So obviously we all know Trevor Penning from some of the videos that we've seen of his. But which one do you think is the worst trade?
Yeah, I know you really want to, just crap on the Broncos because you've been saying it all year, and that one I feel like that was the one thing we all agreed on the show that the Broncos they're overrated. That time of the preseason, everybody's like, hey, you're gonna do well. No, so I'll let you have that one. The Saints are like in this weird no man's land. At least the Broncos have a quarterback. I know that the quarterback might be broken.
The Red Rifle.
Who I was gonna say, who the hell's the quarterback of the Saints?
The Red
Jameis
Rifle.
Winston, the Red Rifle. No, and they don't have a first round pick next year. All right, that's all bad. You're in no man's land. You're gonna be probably 6-11. Is that what it is?
Dennis Allen could get fired too.
It's bad there. They had no plan after Sean Payton left. I was gonna say Sean McVay. When Sean Payton left, they just kind of like, hey, here's kind of the same roster. Can you make something work? Without the quarterback, by the way, and they just said, "Yeah, F it, let's get rid of all these picks now." And Olave they hit, that was a nice pick, but Trevor Penning, we don't know.
San Diego kid,
yeah, your boy. And then next year, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna build for the future? Just use your money, which you don't really have in the salary cap. So I feel like the Saints are just really in a bad place.
I mean, I don't even have to say it.
Yeah,
it's the Broncos. Like they owe this guy so much money. And I don't think he's, and I'm not going to get into it because I have something else coming up for it, but I just don't think he's fixable. I think he is who he is. I think what you're seeing, I think his timing is off as a quarterback. I think he's starting to see ghosts a little bit. I think that offensive line is not good. So I'm going to go with the Broncos. Who?
Sam Darnold.
I mean, the dude, like literally, I'm surprised he doesn't lay down more. There's times where he hikes the ball and already he has a guy in his face. I'm surprised he doesn't just lay down and not take the hit, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting moving forward.
He was pretty bad against the Rams, man, and
yeah,
he was forcing a lot of balls. He's not as mobile, I felt like, and he just got really frustrated and just kept forcing balls. I'm like, okay, I'm guessing that's what he's been doing all year because they were really bad passes.
Yeah, I don't know, 100%. Gilbert, who's your compa of the week?
Yeah, after I saw you crap on the Cowboys and didn't want to give them any credit for beating your team, I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb went to work on that Eagles secondary. I know that they moved them away from Darius Slay to put him in the slot, and that was pretty much the one game I watched, entirely for the weekend besides the Rams-Broncos, and CeeDee Lamb was just going to work. I was getting frustrated when Dak went away from CeeDee Lamb in the second half, and they were kind of blowing the game. But anytime he went to CeeDee Lamb, man, he was doing a lot of things in that secondary, so that could be something for the future when they play each other again, because Nick Sirianni already said, hey, we're going to see you guys again, Mike McCarthy. So CeeDee Lamb, he's the guy you've been waiting for to kind of explode. He's been having a nice year.
Yeah, no. See, I mean, he's talented. He came out of Oklahoma. Obviously, the dude has talent. I'm going to go with Brock Purdy from the 49ers. Man, the 49ers are rolling. It doesn't matter who you throw in there at quarterback. They're playing well.
Better than the Eagles.
Well, you know what? The experience always matters, and I'm with you on that. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, 15-22, 234, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But he really has his offense rolling. He threw a really nice touchdown pass to George Kittle. You know what? We had wondered where George Kittle was for a while. And Brock Purdy likes throwing George Kittle 6 receptions, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, George Kittle really is on fire right now. The 49ers are on fire, and I don't know how you go back to Jimmy G, to be honest. And I know Certain people will probably come out and say, "Oh, how are you not going to go to him or whatever?" I I stick with the hot hand coming back. I mean, I know the 49ers have done that before. They did it a couple of years ago. Alex Smith was the quarterback. He got hurt. Colin Kaepernick came in. They went all the way to the Super Bowl. I think the 49ers need to keep that same recipe in a sense. Just stick with the hot hand. Let Brock Purdy ride this out, unless he just becomes unplayable. But I'm definitely on the Brock Purdy trade if train. To be completely honest.
Purdy.
By the way, the Colts just announced that they will be sticking with Nick Foles as the starter. So that's
Can't wait for
that's
my
pretty,
burial of the week.
yeah, that's pretty interesting. Gilbert, now let's go to a guy who is not afraid of controversy. He puts the Dan in controversy. So I know that doesn't mix, but let's go now to Dan and Daygo and see what he's got cooking up for us.
Off to a great start, like always. We got everything NFL here for you. Do not forget. And also, do not forget to check out our other. So we're on every social media platform. Do not forget to check out our other shows on the YouTubes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're everywhere. We got a little House of Horns for you. What got What's Up Bolts? What got Combat Compas? What? And if you like everything, football, one of the greatest sports on earth, everything that has to do with the goal. Do not forget to check out Compas FC also. We do it all. Your boys are a Swiss Army knife here. We do it all. I don't know what to tell you. There's no other program that gives you everything. But anyway, do not forget also to check out our social media accounts. We're on the Twitters, at Compas on the Beat, and also at Compas FC 11, I think. What? Got Instagrams, at Compas on the Beat. What? Got Twitter, Compas on the Beat. Oh, no, sorry. Twitter, Compas OTB. The OTB is capital. We are everywhere. What more can I tell you? I'm already running out of places because we're everywhere. We already know. Do not forget to check us out on all those other social media platforms. Like, follow, subscribe, be a compa, tell a compa, and you're going to see the fire is going to kick off with my Week 16 takeaways. Your boy is fired up today. No Whiskey Sour Wednesday. Let's freaking go. Enough with the dilly-dally, Dan and Daygo, by the way. Let's get back to the program.
Good stuff there from Dan and Daygo, obviously bringing the energy. Gilbert, that guy's on, I'm telling you, he's fired up right now, and I don't blame him. All right, and it's time for the Compas Power Rankings. Gilbert, has anything changed on your power rankings?
Yeah, like we mentioned, Jalen Hurts is not playing for the Eagles, and we don't know when he's coming back, and they just lost to the Cowboys. You haven't heard Fernando, so
You got Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, but I am dropping the Eagles. So I'm going to start backwards. So Eagles, number 5. I will go Chiefs, number 4. Bengals, number 3. 49ers, number 2. And the Bills are who we thought they were. Yeah, right? Are number 1. They're back on top, man. Bills, number 1.
All right, I'm going to go 1 through whatever. Or 5. 49ers 1, Bills 2,
Ooh.
Bengals 3, Chiefs 4, Eagles 5.
So we just switch on the 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nobody else. It's like we said, it's 5 teams. I just don't know how we can put any other teams up there. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Maybe the Chargers in that 6th spot are kind of hanging around, man.
I don't know. I don't know. I still need to see that offense, man. It just
you're right.
It would make me nervous if I'm like I was saying today on the radio show. I would just scrap everything and start over. And how can you start over? You can start over. You can add what this kid does well. Rollouts. Have him move in the pocket. Let him do different things. But I don't know. And now I'm starting to really believe that it is Joe Lombardi that just can't.
For more, check out What's Up Boats on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. No, get your own song. Come on.
All right. It's time for rapid fire. Gilbert, who is to blame for the Jets' late collapse? Head coach Robert Saleh, the Manhattan MILF hunter Zach Wilson, or Mike White's injury, or other?
It's got to be Mike White's injury. Like, it sucks. Bad timing. Like, everybody knew Zach Wilson wasn't, like, remember, like, it got to a point where, like, Mike White was getting hurt and Joe Flacco was coming out. I'm like, Zach Wilson can't even be the backup? That's how bad he is. He couldn't even be the backup. And they're like, okay, we kind of need you now. And he's just been terrible. gets worse. I don't know what it is with Zach Wilson. Maybe it was a confidence thing, but he is not a good quarterback right now. And when they had Mike White, they were rolling. Remember when they lost a bunch of players like Brees Hall and a bunch of injuries?
Yeah.
Mike White gave them another little boost, new life. When he went down, that was it for the Jets. See you later. Nice try.
I'm gonna go with Robert Saleh just because, and I think Robert Saleh is a great coach. I think he's doing some good things there. But man, you should have been playing Joe Flacco. I wouldn't have gone back to Zach. And maybe it's not him. Maybe it's people above him telling him, "Hey, play the second round draft pick," or the second overall pick. But I would have been playing Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco might have given you a little bit more something than this guy has. But Gilbert, who was the biggest Pro Bowl snub in your eyes? The flag football Pro Bowl snub.
You took mine, so I kind of went with two here. One, I know the Lions lost. By the way, that was a surprise. The Panthers.
Wow,
I think the Victor producer jinxed the Lions. I'm giving you that one, man. But when you're that good on offense and you don't really have a player make it, come on, get Amon-Ra St. Brown in there. That's a good offense all year. But also for me, watching every single day, I respect the shit out of. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Respect the crap out of Bobby Wagner. He got snubbed. He's a really good player. I know they stink, the Rams, but he's really good.
Bobby Wagner, that guy, he's something else.
He's in his 11th season. He's still doing.
I know. He's the same age as Russell Wilson.
He's younger than I am, which makes me feel kind of old.
I went with Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey has energized that 49ers offense. The only thing I'm saying, the only thing that they need to consider doing though is maybe when Elijah Mitchell comes back, dial back a little bit more of what Christian McCaffrey does. Let him kind of not let him do as much so that you can rest him for the playoffs. Obviously, right now you're already in, so you don't need to do you don't need to exert as much energy, but just make sure other guys are touching the ball so you don't tire them out. But to me, Christian McCaffrey is a Pro Bowl player. I think he's done a lot of really good things with the 49ers this season.
By the way, Pro Bowls are a joke. I prefer more All Pros. Those are better.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. With 2 weeks left in the NFL season, Gilbert, who gets the number 1 seed? Buffalo, Cincinnati, or Kansas City?
Yeah, we kind of said this in the power rankings here, but the Bills went through that little slide with their offense, and they turned it up in that Dolphins game, and they played well against the Bears. I think they were behind for a little bit though. And they even like that Cook, the running backs, they have a little running game too. The defense is pretty good, so I think the Bills will hold on.
Gilbert, Monday night is the Bengals versus the Bills. One of those teams, whoever loses, is going to take a deep dive. Like, I think they're going to slide, and I don't think they're going to do well in the playoffs because of that game.
The loser of that one is done for the year. That's what you're saying.
I believe so. But I'll say the Bills.
Where's the game?
Cincinnati.
Really
but I'll say the Bills end up with the first seed. They've been working at this all season long. They want it. They're hungry for it. I think they keep it. Gilbert, which team has a more impressive winning streak, the Bengals or the 49ers?
The Bengals. I'm sorry, the 49ers. I really like the Bengals, but the 49ers just because they don't have their quarterback. Like they have Joe Burrow. Like, yeah, Joe Burrow, you better do what you're doing, right? Joe Burrow. So, and I know they missed Jamar Chase for a little bit, but he's back. 49ers, you went through Trey Lance, Jimmy G, to Brock Purdy, and that defense is still playing lights out. So give me the 49ers. More impressive. Maybe if you look at kind of the strength of schedule, the 49ers is a little easier, but still. Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Bengals because of their strength of schedule. They've faced some tough opponents. They faced the Kansas City Chiefs. They faced the Patriots. The Patriots gave them all they could on Sunday. So, I mean, they faced some tough competition, but the Bengals keep on coming out of it. Like I said, Monday's going to be really interesting against the Bills. That's going to be a matchup that is going to be very intriguing. Gilbert, will the Packers' late season run get them into the playoffs? And should the top seeded teams be concerned if they make it in? Keep in mind, the one time Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, it was as a 6th seed.
He won't go away, man. After we put a pitchfork in the Packers, and I don't think anybody wants that 7th seed, right? Or even the 6th seed. I'm already forgetting the NFC picture here.
So the number 2 seed is you'd go to Minnesota or the third seed is the 49ers, I believe.
Well, I guess we'll find out if the Packers actually are legit when they play the Vikings, right? This week on this Sunday, which should have been Sunday Night Football, maybe. But if they get in, they're going to be a threat because they have that number 12 guy, Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, the other one. So, they're only a half a game out of the playoffs. The Seahawks and the Lions, they blew it. So, we'll see. Watch out.
I wouldn't be concerned if I'm one of those top teams. I mean the Packers are good, but there's something about their offense that I think is a little stagnant. I just don't think teams are gonna do what. Who did they just play? Oh, Miami. Miami's defense is not good, so I don't think they would have an issue like that. So no, I wouldn't be that
You
concerned.
don't think they can beat the Vikings, who just
The
barely win
Vikings, I
every
think
game?
they can, but I don't think they can beat the 49ers, and I don't think they can beat the
Oh.
Eagles.
But it'll be if they're the 7, there'll be 2 with the Vikings, unless the 49ers catch up to the Vikings.
I don't think they can beat Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So that's just my thing. Gilbert, with how bad the weather has been around the country lately, should NFL stadiums be turned into domes?
No, I like this weather football. It just makes football, right? Football in the fall, football in the winter. I don't like to cover them, but they just look cool on TV. So yeah, but it stinks when you're seeing this crazy snowstorm around the country. But no, keep it mixed there with some open space and some domes, and then all grass, please. That's the only purpose I have.
I'm with you as well. I don't need to see domes around the country. Keep it. Let the elements fight. You have to fight some elements. Hell, let's not make everything easy. But obviously, somebody who did not have an easy weekend. He had to watch his Raiders lose to the Steelers. I don't know if he knows what up is up and down is down. But here he is, Vic, the producer. Vic, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. I forgot to take off this
Logos
thing
on my
here,
face.
but we're good to go. There we go. Yeah, no, I actually had a kind of like what happened with Gilbert. He was talking about earlier, but I was supposed to be recording this from Oklahoma because we were gonna go and visit my partner Megan's family in Oklahoma. And not Minnesota. But yeah, I was part of the cancellation by Southwest Airlines. They canceled a bunch of flights,
Yeah.
and so I'm
You're lucky
home.
you
I'm
didn't have to
home for
travel
the
this
holiday.
weekend.
Yeah, we decided early on. We're like, you know what? We're just gonna cancel it, and I'm glad we did because it turned out to be a mess. I've seen some of the videos out there, and I'm glad we didn't even go through it. So yeah, but happy to be here. Happy to talk some football, and as you're gonna, I'll wait till you bring on Dan, and then we'll get into some Raider talk here.
By the way,
Pop,
they canceled flights for the next couple of days too. Still, so they're not
yeah.
done.
So
Southwest.
Popper had a flight midnight. He was gonna do the red eye to Indy, and I guess it got moved. He got into Indy at like 3 p.m. local time.
Yeah,
So
Southwest.
yeah, I think it might have been Southwest, but it was madness all over the weekend. So I definitely I can see I can see why so many people had some trouble. But one guy that obviously is all about the trouble, he's on it right now, is this guy.
Freaking go! I am so fired up. My bad if I sound terrible. The bug finally got me. I am so fired up for some playoff football. I have so many things to say, but I don't want to ruin some of the segments we got coming up. Hello, Stooge. How are you doing?
Stooges?
Stooge, you.
Me? Oh,
Yeah, let's get to, you know what? Let's just get started. Let's get to the week 16 takeaways. I'm ready.
Oh, go
All
ahead.
right, Dan, what's your I'm sorry, he seems fired up. Dan, what's your week 16
My
takeaway?
week 16 takeaway is you remove Gilbert from the beat and the curse is lifted, Charger fans. Finally, here we come back to the playoffs. I am fired up. Look. I don't
When
know
was the
what
last time you made the playoffs, Dan?
things
Daygo?
are- I reclaim my time.
I was there the last time you made it.
I don't know. You came halfway through. It doesn't count. I was already ready to go. I don't know what more proof we need. You took a Super Bowl winning program and put it in the dumpsters with no first round picks. And now you leave
I didn't give
my
away the
program,
picks.
and here we go to the playoffs. Let's freaking go. You know what's the other takeaway I have?
Yeah,
I
keep
want
it going.
Gilberto to finally admit that I was right about the defense, saying what I've been saying week after week, that no one expects them to be the dang Legion of Boom shutting people out, but they're going to get stopped, Gilberto. It's okay.
My issue with that real quick was like they were playing terrible football, but to your credit, you saw the little small growth there, and it like the little seeds were getting planted, right? And now it's flourishing. So you're a good little plant man there, whatever. I'll take that one. But I wasn't. I was just saying they were playing bad at the time, and they were okay.
I mean, I keep telling you, they're going to give up yards. As long as they don't give up points, you win games like that. I don't know what else to tell you.
Enjoy. I'm not gonna get defensive.
I am on cloud 9, Gilberto. Please, we don't want to listen to the students who aren't going to be there in January. I am just so excited.
Hey, they might ask me to cover a game or two, and then if they lose, oh man, what's gonna happen?
What's going to happen? What? What do you
If
say?
I get to cover a Chargers game, they might ask me. I don't know.
I'm going to write to the LA Daily News and the Orange County Register to keep this scumbag away. We can't have him. You're right. The curse would come back. No, we can't have this. No cursing. Something good needs to happen at Dana and Daygo filing with these people.
It already has.
You know what's the other?
I have a question.
Last thing, real quick. Guess who they removed? And that defensive line's playing better now. I'm not gonna say who. I'll let you guys read between the lines.
Maybe, hey, talk about him, not me. Okay.
Braden Fehoko, killing it.
Yeah. Why? I've been saying he should have started since last year, and look at that. Over some stooge scumbag. Now he's gone. Now we're playing better. I don't know.
That's actually a
call
good
me
point.
crazy.
Good
call
point.
me crazy. Call me old fashioned. I don't know what you want.
So remove Gilberto and Jerry Tillery, and you're all good now.
Yes.
Although the Gilberto one makes me cry sometimes when we go to the game and we don't pick you up, but that's all right.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question before I get to my takeaway. Are you guys gonna have Gilberto on What's Up Bolts to break down the Rams?
We teased of a certain scumbag coming on, but
no one's invited me because I'm already making my own plans. I don't know.
We're gonna have to wait and see, because let me tell you, since we clinched the playoffs, this is all I see on social media and those networks right now. I see a bunch of clads.
Gilberto, will you come on What's Up Bolts this week and break down the Ram side for Dan and Daygo and myself?
Yeah, only if you come on ours and talk about the Charger storylines during our preview show.
There you go.
Trade.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Breaking news here on Compas on the Beat.
Exactly. All right, Vic, what's your takeaway for Week 16?
Mine is pretty simple. I think it's time for the Raiders and Derek Carr to part ways after the season.
Finally.
Yeah, it's been 9 seasons. You've seen what you have in him. This was the year where you couldn't make any more excuses for him. You gave him everything. You traded for Devontae Adams. You
gave you sweat and tears, Victor. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And you still couldn't make it work this year. You're 6-9 at this point. Somehow, with everybody losing, your percentage of making the playoffs actually went up 1%. I don't know how that works, but either way, I mean, however you can make it work, whether I know he has a no trade clause because of the team friendly contract he signed to be able to trade for Adams. I think at the end of the season, I think both the organization and him have to look for him to kind of do what the Lions and Matthew Stafford did, where you accommodate him to go to a place that he desires, where he can be successful. And then at the same time, the Raiders can start to move on and bring in either draft a quarterback in the draft and sign somebody to be the bridge while that rookie quarterback is able to, learn the offense, the Josh McDaniel offense, which is going to be pretty hard. So the Raiders are up for, kind of like a little rebuild for the next couple of years. But that's my biggest takeaway.
I wonder if Devontae is going to want to stay for a rebuild.
You know where I think he'd be really successful?
Don't say Indy.
NFL Network headquarters with his brother.
With his brother?
Right.
David Carr.
Wherever the hell he is, I don't know.
And David Carr this year said, my brother's going to be the MVP and the Raiders are going to make it to the Super Bowl. So that's how you can tell.
Hey, I don't even think you love your brother that much. I don't know, man.
I love my brother.
I would say it. I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't care. If Brown was in the league, I'd tell everybody to kiss my ass. He's going to do it.
You do the same thing.
All right. So now it's time for our game picks of the week. Just to let you guys know, these are the standings. Last week, Gilbert went 3-1. Vic, Dan, and Kirk went 2-2. And I went 3-1 as well with Gilbert. Now the standings are Gilbert is 28. No, my bad. Kirk and Gilbert are tied 28
No.
and
I
32.
want 3-1.
My bad.
You're trying to collude against me. Collusion.
Yeah, my bad. So Gilbert is 29 and
I'm gonna
31.
start keeping track myself.
Gilbert's
25 and
29 and 31. Kirk is 28 and 32. So Kirk is the now at the bottom. Vic, the producer, is the lead dog, 36 and 24. Dan is 35 of 25, and I am 34, 26. Before we get to Kirk's picks, Vic, can you tell the kind folks what you said before we jumped on the show with a certain individual and his picks as of late?
Yes, so Fernando is 11 and 1 in the last 3 weeks. He's made up so much ground that now he's only a game behind Dan and 2 games behind me. So there you go,
keep in
Fernando.
mind, Fernando, Victor can't count, so I don't know how much you trust.
Hey, that's why we were journalism majors. Math isn't our strong suit.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Kirk has to give us for his picks.
Let me get to
Let's see how he's going to beat Gilbert.
He says, Gilberto, you might be one game in front of me, but I'm coming for you this week. Buffalo at Cincinnati. He's going to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Let's see. Next one. Is it Tua? Will Tua play against the Patriots? He says, who cares? I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. Next one. Is he going to go with the Manhattan MILF Hunter, or is he going to go with the Geno Smith? He's going to go with Geno Smith. He says, my jaw won't be broken this weekend. Let's see. Next one. Green Bay at Minnesota. He's looking around. He's like, do I want Aaron Rodgers? Discount double check. Yep, I'm going Aaron Rodgers. Interesting picks by Kirk, to be completely honest.
Some of these games are going to be tough.
I know. All right, I'm going to go with the first one. Green Bay versus
Minnesota. I love that.
Vic, who you got?
Give me Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Dan?
I'll take Minnesota. I need to make up ground anyway.
Gilbert?
Where's the game?
Minnesota's at home, right? Okay, it's at Minnesota.
God, I really don't believe in the freaking Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
Give me the Vikings as well. I think the Vikings win this one too. Let's see. Dolphins at Patriots. Vic?
Give me the Patriots. I don't think Tua's going to play. I really don't like how they've been playing the last 4 weeks. So give me the Patriots.
I think Teddy Bridgewater's also hurt, and he's their backup. Dan?
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna take the same. I think they showed a little fight and when they played the Bengals coming back, but obviously wasn't enough. But I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Gilbert?
What a week for Dan and Daygo. The Dolphins are just flaming out. They're going the opposite direction. Tua can't stay healthy.
Stop saying those things. You're gonna make a certain TV personality cry about it. They're huge fans.
Yeah,
over there.
that's true. Yeah. But yeah, give me the Patriots too. And the Patriots are kind of terrible, but whatever.
Yeah, give me the Patriots as well. Let's see. Jets at Seahawks.
Ooh, that's easy.
Vic?
I know Mike White is back, but I just think that both these teams are going in the opposite direction. I mean, they're both kind of had a late season collapse. But I'll take the home team. I like the 12s here.
Dan?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. It's hard to play in Seattle, and Seattle, I think, is also playing for a wild card spot. So they're gonna go balls to the walls. And Pete Carroll just has more experience. So
Gilbert?
Yeah, as soon as you said it's in Seattle, it was an easy pick. 2 desperate teams, but one of them has Geno Smith, and he needs revenge against the Jets. And he's probably going to pull aside Zach Wilson and say, get out, man. They stink. So give me the Seahawks.
Go MILF Hunt somewhere else. Last one.
What did you go with? Fernando?
Oh, my bad. Pick.
I'm going with the Seahawks as well.
You just had to get his joke in there, huh?
No, you were trying to wait. That way he never picked, and he just picks the winner at the end of it to beat all of us.
No.
And
then Vic will give it to him, Just
yeah, he'll give it to him.
Here goes the big game. Bills at Bengals. Monday Night Football. Vic, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati here. I like how they're playing. I know you guys both said that the Bills are the number 1 team for you guys. I still don't trust that defense, especially since Von Miller got hurt. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals at home. I really like what they do at home.
Dan?
I'm going to go with the same, especially because I think they struggled in the run game against Miami, and I think Joe Mixon is going to hopefully have his way. But what I really need is Joe Burrow to light him up because I'm in my fantasy football final. So shout out.
Gilbert.
I did not finish in last place in my league, so that's my way of bragging. So that's good. And ever since this one reporter in Buffalo, I don't know who it was, told Josh Allen, this doesn't look like a Super Bowl offense. And he went, okay. Ever since that day, he's been going off with his offense. So give me the Bills. They're on a mission trying to prove that one reporter wrong. Bills over the Bengals.
Shoot.
This one
Give me
was
the
the hardest
Bills,
one
too.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Give me the Bills. I think the Bills are they've been fighting for this the whole season. They know they need the number 1 seed to have a chance to beat Kansas City. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well.
Yeah.
The Bengals or the Bills?
Bills.
Okay.
Bengals.
We're about to bury your pick over here.
That's how he gets all the wins. He picks both sides.
Yeah, for
No,
real.
that's
Benedict
All
Arnold
right.
over here.
The Bengals.
I have to do this again. Vic, I usually would start with you, but
Okay,
he seems
go
too
ahead.
fired up. So Dan, you start us off with burial of the week.
Like CM Punk.
Can't be me.
I have a lot of things on my mind right now that I need to get off my chest. All these stooges, how could they be so wrong yet they get paid so much money to be on TV? It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. You have idiots calling the son of Odin, God of lightning, the right arm they call the gun, Justin Herbert, a social media quarterback. He is an absolute stooge idiot. You have another co-host on that show saying he's only good when his weapons are out there. Well, no crap, dummy. That's why they signed them. That's why they signed these people. It's ridiculous. Just making excuses, dogging the Chargers. It's absolutely unbelievable. The last thing I want to say real quick, all those keyboard warriors on the Twitter posting about the Sean Payton rumors and all this other stuff. How are you going to fire a guy? And I've said it repeatedly on this program. How are you going to fire a head coach who is coming into a, I hate to say it, I have a lot of skin in the game, but a losing franchise, a choking franchise who hasn't been able to put it together in years and years. They always find a way. That's the Charger way, they always say. But he's coming into this franchise, trying to turn it around, trying to inject something new. And what did you hear? Oh, he goes for it on every fourth down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why isn't he doing it like everybody else? It's insane to me. It's insane to me. So the Herbert haters, I hope you're so angry whenever you see this. The Staley haters, I hope you're extremely angry when you say this because these ratings are about to plummet because they're going to be made look stupid now. Now they just look dumb because they guessed all these things and they're wrong, which obviously it's all right to go on a limb, but don't you dare talk about my team like that. You have no idea what's going on. Or sorry, don't talk about the Chargers like that. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's negligent, and that's all I have to say right there.
And drop the mic now.
That's right. Well, I don't want to drop it. It's expensive, but I'm going to put it back.
That's pretty good. I like that little promo you cut there.
Vic, what you got?
Mine is Tua, the Dolphins in the NFL. We saw that in the second half, everybody was like, well, what happened to Tua in this? Why was he throwing all those interceptions? Well, it turns out he got a concussion in the third quarter, and it happened again. Like I keep hearing people talk about this. I heard it on Monday. I've heard it today as we're recording here on a Tuesday that maybe Tua needs to think about himself here and pretty much, kind of take the rest of the season off. And I think Tua and his family need to do this for themselves. Maybe take some time, whether and make the decision whether he wants to play the rest of the season. That should be up to him. And then in terms of the Dolphins, you need to do a better job. They changed the rules because of the negligence that you made by not taking care of things when he got the second concussion. And then the NFL, we saw what happened with Devontae Parker of the Patriots, with Nelson Aguilar being the one, and then they came out a week later, said, oh, everything would have been fixed had he not called a timeout because there was going to be a review. It just seems like a lot of excuses. We need, in the offseason, they need to do a better job of coming up with a concussion protocol. going forward, because it's not working out, because some of the players that seem to get concussed end up having to play, and those that don't are taken out for no reason, like Amon St. Brown did earlier in the season, where he gets taken out and doesn't get put back into the game. So there needs to be some kind of adjustment with the concussion protocol going forward.
Gilbert.
Yeah, no, just to say that with Tua, man, like you want to like Tua, and so many limitations. He can't throw the ball deep, but when he has good coaching and good players, he does well. But he just can't stay healthy. And at some point, you got to protect the player from himself, and the coach has got to step up and get him out of there. And sometimes I feel like Mike McDaniel and that crew over there, they don't know what the hell's going on when it comes to concussion. So
Minnesota.
sure, okay. But mine is just to start off, I'm not saying I'm taking a shot at Jeff Saturday. I'm taking a shot at the Jeff Saturday supporters who are like, stop complaining, man. This guy played football. Like, he deserves an opportunity. Just shut up, man. No. There's a reason why you need to be Dan Daygo. You should appreciate this. You work your way up. You coach. You're in the high school ranks. You gotta learn. You gotta be around. You gotta get with your brothers in there and game plan week after week after week. Not just coming out of nowhere. And Jeff Saturday, you did what you did. You got an opportunity. You take that. That's a golden opportunity to be a coach and learn. But after they beat the Raiders, see, it doesn't matter. Get out of here. He loses every single game. He's making dumb moves out there because you need practice. You can't just come in there and be a coach. Steve Wilkes, shout out to you. You paid your dues. You went through the grind. You got fired unfairly in Arizona. Now you're taking the Panthers probably to the playoffs. So you Jeff Saturday supporters, hey, stop crying. Life's not fair. Well, there you go. Jeff Saturday didn't do anything for you guys.
Jeff Saturday just helped Dan and Daygo.
Shout out.
Oh, there you go. That's what he was doing for. Yeah.
My burial
Jeff Saturday was
is,
going to be ready. Anyways, I'm done.
I'm gonna bury the Broncos. I understand George Patton is a guy who's very well respected in the league. People like him. People think that he's the next big time GM. Well, dude, you already struck out once. You struck out. You went to get Nathaniel Hackett. For what reason? I don't understand. Nathaniel Hackett didn't call the plays in Green Bay. Now I think he's gonna go back to Green Bay and he's gonna be out there. So I just thought it was really interesting that he's already struck out once. I think the owner just came out and said that the head coach will report to him, not to George Patton. So now that's a little bit of shaky ground coming up. I kind of thought that because Vic asked me, or Vic and I were talking about this off camera. I'm of the mindset that if you're gonna bring in a new owner, you might as well just clean house. And I know George Patton is very well respected around the league. People like him. People think he's the next big time thing. But I would have just cleaned house if I'm the Broncos. Bring in your general manager, bring in your head coach, and let them go like that. Don't half-ass it and then have to fire George Patton, and then the new GM has to come in with already a quarterback or a coach already selected. So I understand all that. Number two, you failed on Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is not who they thought he was. I think Pete Carroll saw the writing on the wall. One thing that Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick have always done, they get rid of a player a year early. Why? Because they're going to hit they've seen it. They see the writing on the wall. They're going to hit that wall, and then they've used them up for all they need them for. And I think Russell Wilson's done. I think this will hurt any chance that he had at maybe possibly making the Hall of Fame. I don't think what he has is fixable. I just don't. I think his timing's off. I think he's distracted. I just don't think he has it. My question moving forward is how much patience will those players have on Russell Wilson moving forward? Yes, we already saw somebody yell at him during the season. I mean, why not? I mean, who knows how much worse it's going to get. Then one player got kicked out of the team because he kept on playing Future in the locker room.
Can't do that.
So that was pretty. One player kept on.
You don't want to see Danger Russ, Bimbo. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, exactly. So
I
think Russ is done. I don't think he's Danger Russ anymore. And I think Patton came out yesterday or today and said, "I've seen glimpses. Glimpses are only going to get you so far, dude. You're not gonna like that's going to be tough." So that's just my opinion. But let's move on.
Just a quick question: who do you think was worse, Nathaniel Hackett or the Chop House Fiend out in Jacksonville?
No,
Urban Meyer.
Oh no, Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer was a lot worse. He kicked Josh Lambo. Okay, now it's time for our avocado roast.
I would
Vic,
never.
one movie that
I would
you
never
watched?
hit a player, you liar.
What was an underrated movie or show that you watched in 2022?
For me, it was The Hustle with Adam Sandler, where he plays a NBA scout and then goes. He gets fired and then goes and starts scouting up in Europe, and then finds I forget the character's name, but it was Juancho Hernan Gomez, who's a basketball player. He's up with the Toronto Raptors. By the way, if it's going to be interesting to see that guy, see if he can get into acting, because he did a really good job. But for me, that was the movie that was pretty underrated on Netflix. We've seen Adam Sandler as a comedian. He's starting to make that transition to be more of a serious actor. He did Lunch Punch Drunk, which was a really good movie back in the day. And then since he signed on to Netflix, we haven't seen him do he's kind of had like kind of garbage movies on Netflix. But
How
this
dare you? Hubie Halloween was excellent.
No, it wasn't.
No, the one with Jennifer Aniston, the movie mystery one was good.
Yeah, I like that.
okay.
One.
Yeah,
Haters.
so he's yeah.
I'm
Especially
Hubie.
after he came out with like
Hubie.
five movies that made over 100 million at the box office when he started his career. So, and then since he's moved to Netflix, he hasn't had the same success. He did Uncut Gems, but it was for someone else.
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, that one was really intense. So
Weird.
yeah, so for me, it was The Hustle.
Daygo, you go next.
Let me grab a flashlight.
It's pretty good.
How we always had a flashlight and a thermostat.
Look
Just
at your
real
new
quick,
bus driver.
Is that little Nicky?
a little mix, right? Just real quick, I think for me, it's gonna be Smile if you're into horror. I thought it was a really good horror film. It had a really good storyline. Everything else didn't rely on jump scares. The other one, if you're a history buff, All Quiet on the Western Front. I know it's a foreign film, so people don't like watching that stuff, but All Quiet on the Western Front was really good also.
Gilbert?
Yeah, for me, I'm going with the show, and I'll credit Victor on this one. Severance. And it's a show on Apple TV, which I feel like Apple TV doesn't get a lot of attention. So maybe this is why this show is underrated. It has a lot of really good reviews. What? I don't know what you're laughing at. But
Don't let him butter you up. Don't let him butter you up, Vic. He's trying to get you
anyway,
to cook
but
the book.
this is where I'm gonna take a shot at Victor. He recommended the show, and then I hated the first 2 episodes, and I stopped watching for a couple weeks. But then with Severance, it's kind of like word of mouth. Like you don't see a lot of promos, you don't see social media talking about it. And again, Apple TV it's not really up there with Netflix and HBO. But then somebody else tells me you should watch it. I'm like, Victor did tell me to watch it, so I went another 2 episodes. Boring. Another person tells me you should keep watching. It's like, all right, fine. So it took me 3 months, but I'm finally at the last episode. I want to say after the 5th episode, you're trying to watch Severance, stick it out. It gets really good. 6, 7, 8, 9. I was hooked. It just really boring. But I think you need that story dialogue to kind of know what the hell is going on. Be patient. I'm not a patient person. Again, the microwave era, all that. But Severance is really good.
Daily for that in his defense.
All right, mine was Batman.
I gave him credit already. Anyways,
I actually thought the Batman film was actually pretty good. Yeah, so I thought the Batman movie was pretty good. The second time I watched it, for people who say I fell asleep during the first time I watched it, the second time, I thought it was pretty well done. I thought they deserve a lot of credit. I think DC moving forward should integrate this in some way, but they look like they're firing everybody left and right, so that's pretty interesting. All right, so obviously it was reported last week, God Almighty, that Gal Gadot is set to return and Fast and the Furious franchise after they killed her off. Now we don't know if they're bringing her back as like a
Force Ghost.
We know
a Force Ghost bimbo.
Yeah, no. They could bringing her back as like a memory of her doing something. But the way this franchise operates, obviously they brought back Han, so obviously now they want Gal Gadot back, so she's gonna come back. Who is a character from a movie or show that you guys saw killed off and you were happy when they brought him back, Vic?
For me, it's Game of Thrones, Jon Snow, man. After season 5, everybody was freaking out because, like, how are you gonna, and we knew in Game of Thrones that big characters get killed off. We knew that, but how are you gonna kill off Jon Snow? And of course, we find out at the beginning of season 6 that he gets brought back to life.
Spoiler.
And, and we find out what happens the rest of the time. So yes, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, it's been out for 10 years now.
For like
So
5 years.
Who cares?
yeah.
All right,
So there you go. Minus Jon Snow.
Dan.
I just want to take a second to just crap on this franchise.
Yes.
I think Fast and Furious is so dumb.
Hey, that's not what we're here for.
It is so
That's not what we're here for.
Now they're flying cars in space. In space.
I agree with
It's
you.
a
man.
movie.
So dumb.
I don't know what happened.
Go ahead.
It's terrible.
Come on, hurry up.
Terrible. Terrible. Terrible
Okay, well, go
franchise.
ahead. What's yours?
Fine. Here we go. Ready? I'm gonna pick I was about to say Gordon Bombay. What's his name? Detective Gordon in Dark Knight, where he gets supposedly killed and then he comes back and he arrests the Joker. And also, never mind. I'll take that one as my pick in case I'll pick the other one.
Wait. Send the other one in the chat so I know because I can't remember mine. Gilbert, go ahead.
I don't have one. This is one of my biggest annoying thing of movies and shows. You always kill somebody off and they always bring them back. Like, it's so dumb. It's been done previous times. So, and it's always funny how they try to find creative ways. Some people get creative. Like, okay, cool. I didn't see that coming. But most of them are pretty dumb. They come back to life. I don't have one. I'm sorry. But I did watch that movie. I haven't seen the first one, so I did it out of order. Knives Out, Victor. I watched that on Netflix. There was something in that similar in the movie, and I would find it really annoying when they bring people back. Check it out.
What about Kenny from South Park? You had Brian, the dog from Family Guy.
You
None of
know
those
what?
were for
I
you?
don't really watch all those much. I'm gonna go with Batman and Dark Knight Rises. I think he's all dead. He's off somewhere. He comes back to life, and the what's it called? The Bane goes, "I thought I killed you." He's like, "You think you're the only one that can escape?" But I didn't escape. Boom! The knife gets drug into the side by whatever her name is, Talia al Ghul. All right. Now let's kick.
One more. I need
one
this
more.
one.
Okay. When is the proper time to take down your Christmas lights and your Christmas tree, Vic?
For me, it's the first week of the new year. Like after that first weekend, you better have your Christmas tree and lights down.
Gilbert?
I'm more leaning here. People get busy and you get lazy when you come back from the holidays. Middle of January, but then you're pushing it. Middle of January. But real quick, if you see me on the street and it's January 4th, don't tell me Happy New Year. Move on. I'll punch you in the neck. Don't tell me that.
I want to see that. Somebody do it. Somebody please do it.
No.
Rams Chargers isn't January 4th.
I know.
Yeah, you can tell me that. You can tell me that day. It's okay.
Well, Vic being the Christmas secret police is not going to be happy with me. I seriously, my grandpa had this tradition always where it didn't come down till after the Super Bowl. Huh?
Damn.
It was grandma that would have it up.
Whoever it was then.
Super Bowl?
It never came down till after the Super Bowl.
My grandma thought that the Super Bowl deserved its own celebration as well, so she would keep
exactly.
No,
Shout out.
Not outside. Not outside. She wasn't crazy. Inside the house, it was still decorated at Christmas till the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, she's like, "Okay, take everything down."
I would be annoyed probably.
That's probably gonna be my tradition. If I do decorate for Christmas. After the Super Bowl is when we're taking everything.
Don't invite me to your house in February. If I see that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
You know what? I'm gonna make sure your ass is there. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna get your ass there.
I'm kind of like Dan in a sense, just because I mean that's what we grew up with. My grandma would always do that. The Super Bowl was so big in our house that obviously she wanted to keep it up. But I'm with Vic. The first week of January is kind of like, okay, let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's get it cleaned up. Back to reality. Boom. But all right. Speaking of back to reality. Goodbye, Vic. Goodbye, Dan and Daygo. Anything you want to say before you leave?
Get out of here.
Playoff.
For more of that.
Gilbert, when you go on, do you like going to amusement park? Like, do you like the fairs and all that stuff?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I kind of prefer more of the food out there.
Oh, okay, so you don't ride the rides?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, this will make you think again about riding a ride. Watch this. They're in the slingshot.
Oh no.
So they're in the slingshot
ride, or is that gone wrong?
No, it's gone wrong. Like, watch.
Okay,
so they're in the slingshot, right? And when the slingshot gets shot up, the half of the thing like snaps off.
Oh yeah.
And it's only one side of it, and these guys get messed up. They hit against the pole. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know what the outcome occurred? Was there injuries? You would think.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all fine. I didn't hear of any deaths, but it's just crazy. Like my mom never let us ride rides at fairs. It was always about the food and stuff.
Yeah, because they were cheap.
Exactly, because like they would like my mom one time saw like a Ferris wheel moving, like the whole thing was like moving up and down. She's like, "Yeah, no, you guys aren't doing that." So, definitely interesting. And real quick, Gilbert, because of my burial, I wanted to show you this. Richard Sherman got a Christmas gift from the guys on set, and look what they gave him.
I saw this.
Squeeze me, it says.
So I thought that was hilarious. It's a Richard Sherman doll, but it says Broncos Country, let's ride with Russell
Squeeze
Wilson.
me, it says.
I thought it was a great
good.
gift. Definitely some funny stuff. But guys, do not forget to check out What's Up Bolts this week. Gilbert Manzano will be jumping on to preview the show with Dan and Daygo and myself. You know it's only going to be laughs, but also great information as well. And don't forget to check out House of Horns and their preview, and obviously post game if you want to hear more about what happened on Christmas Day from Gilbert and Vic, the producer, as well. So check out that. Check out Dan and Daygo and I. As soon as the game was over, we recorded. We heard some stuff from Brandon Staley, Justin Herbert, some good stuff. So check all that stuff out. And don't forget to check out everything else we're doing. We got obviously Compas on the beat, still going strong. Don't forget to check out Compas FC. We break down everything in the EPL that happened in the English Premier League, and then obviously some transfer rumors that are happening right now. And then Comeback Compas is coming back in a strong way. Gilbert, there's a lot of things I'm hearing right now about what could happen at WrestleMania. So definitely we're going to get back on that train. We're going to do some more stuff coming up. And don't forget, the Compas have teamed up with Homage. Go get yourself shirts. Go team up with the Compas and Homage. Go out. They have NFL. They have WWE. They have everything imaginable. Like I've said before, they have my favorite shirt. Topanga was my first crush. Yes, she was. I love me some Topanga. So obviously, go check all that out. We have so much stuff coming. We appreciate you guys so much for rocking with us. Thank you guys so much for checking out the show. Gilbert, anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, real quickly, those homage links are also in the description, so make it easier for you guys. Again, thank you for the supporters of Compas on the Beat and all the other channels that we have here on the network. Yeah, it was a transition year. You know, I left the Chargers beat. Some people kind of left, but they also went to What's Up Boat, so I appreciate that. But those who stuck around here on Compas on the Beat, we're having success here, and you guys get to see it. We get to enjoy it with you guys. I appreciate that. But everybody have a happy new year. Hopefully it was a good 2022. But for now, I'm ready to get to the new year.
2023 is going to be even bigger for the Compas. I'm sure of it. Big things are coming. We'll let you guys know as we go along, but we appreciate you guys so much. Gilbert, for the time being, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
Ya nos vamos, pues, on to 2023. Here we go. Vámonos.